Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Monash. This is the weekend edition where we interview notable people, and boy, do we have a great guest today. All the way from Sedona, Arizona, welcome to the show, Amy Novotny.
Thank you for having me, Victor. I'm very excited to be here today, and I appreciate you having me on and allowing me to share to all of your listeners.
So, Dr. Amy Novotny, you are not in real estate, and I'm excited to have you on the show because this is going to be a little bit of a different show. As entrepreneurs, as business owners, as real estate investors, we experience a lot of stress, and you specialize in helping people manage all of those emotions that often get in the way of running a successful business.
Yes. So one of the important things that we often forget is our stressors in our lives are additive. We have so many stressors: relationships, work, finances, kids, parents, physical stressors. All of those are additives. And what happens is, as they continue to build, our body's amazing ability to adapt to situations often allows us to get into trouble. And as those stressors add up, we become unaware of the physical ramifications on our body. Over time, when those things add up, it takes away energy from our mind and from our emotions, and that actually affects our business. I know with real estate, there are so many moving parts that go into real estate. You are managing people, you are managing documents, you are managing what happens in the marketplace. And your mind and your mental clarity and focus need to be top notch. If you are allowing your stressors to go into your physical body and create tension and pressure in your chest or tightness somewhere, it's taken away energy from your mind and your ability to focus. So one of the things that we work on is getting you to calm down and to use both the way you position your body and your breathing to calm yourself down so that your mind is focused on the task at hand, which is dealing with your business, growing your business, working on relationships, networking. All those things take a lot of energy. And so if we can take out the part of the tension in your body or your physical ailments, you can perform at a much higher level.
I love that. Well, let's back up for just a moment and talk about what the word stress means without it being overly academic. Now, this is maybe just Victor's definition, not necessarily the dictionary definition. I believe that stress is the gap between expectation and reality. And if there's no gap between expectation and reality, there can be no stress. And it's in that gap that stress lives. Does that resonate with you at all?
It really does. And if we think about how much we place expectations on ourselves and other people, and then those expectations don't come through, that's when our tension in our body increases. This works the same in any type of relationship. We have an expectation in our mind. We have a vision of what we think is going to happen. And then that doesn't happen and our stress level increases. Or if something comes out of left field that we aren't expecting, our stress levels increase. So part of it is, like you're saying, if we can learn how to clear our mind a little bit about expectations and just take action, we can minimize or start to reduce some of our stresses. And we can also learn how to control the physical effects on our body.
How much of that is based on this artificial notion that we're in control, that we can bring certainty, and that actually certainty even exists? Is that just a fantasy, and maybe the quicker that we realize and accept that uncertainty is a part of life, that we can in fact start to accept some of these stressors as just part of the journey?
I think that's a huge factor in it. Part of what we face is we have a lot of fears that come with the uncertainty. And our natural inclination is to find safety and security. And so when that happens, our mind builds up this process of safety and security is good. And we start to reject change and we start to fear change. If instead we start to dive into change and start embracing different stressors as a means of, okay, we need to address this, we need to look into it, explore and learn, you can start to get more excitement in your life related to your fears, related to your stressors, instead of having it go into a negative way that affects both our mind, our energy, and our body, and eventually our life and business.
I love that. Now, you've put together some techniques, some methods that really are transformational. I've experienced some of this firsthand. I've watched you leading workshops and seen how it's had a tremendous impact on some of your clients. Why don't you walk us through some of that?
Sure. So, what we can do, we can even do this through audio, which is great, is I would like you all to sit back in your chair. We're going to take away the sitting at the edge of your chair and put yourself all the way back in your chair and allow your low back to relax. We want to get our back comfortable. That helps get us out of that fight or flight mode. Then, if you can, let your belly out. Again, if we can let the belly out, we allow the ribs to drop down to create more space in our upper body, in our chest, and in our shoulders and neck. If you can
So I'm
plant
doing
your
that
feet
along
on,
here with you.
yes, good, good. Yes, please join us in doing this. And also, if we can put your feet flat on the ground, let's ground you down. Try to make sure that your heels actually touch the ground so it allows your legs to relax. The grounding is very important because it allows your body to just let go. If you have some type of support like the earth, it allows your body to give into that a little bit. Now, what we'll do is we'll just go through the quick breathing that we use to help calm your body down. There's a huge, long explanation, but we're not going to go into that today. And you can contact me if you want that explanation. What we're going to do is we're going to put one hand on our chest, the other hand on our belly. If you can, close your eyes to get rid of any visual distractions. We're going to now breathe in through our nose gently. We'll pause a second and then blow out through your mouth as if a whooshing sound is going out through your mouth. Good. And then you're going to pause and hold your breath 3 seconds. Hold, hold. Now we're going to breathe in through the nose again, gently. Pause and blow out through your mouth, allowing your chest to drop away from your hand. Allow it to sink in as your belly spills out into your other hand. We're freeing up those ribs. Hold, hold. Breathe in through your nose. Think about the shoulders and neck relaxed as you inhale. Pause and blow out. Let your chest and breastbone melt away from your hand. Let it sink down as your belly spills out and low back relaxes into the chair. Hold. 2, 3. Gentle breath in. Let your air go into your throat. Pause and blow out. Feel your chest, your breastbone sinking in, your armpits relaxing, your ribs going down and belly out. Then hold. 2, 3, and take a break. So as you get into that, you'll start to feel your body letting go. You start to feel how you get space in between your ribs. Your breastbone starts to move more. All of this helps to bring you out of that fight or flight state, and it calms you down. One of the things it does as well is it helps direct your mind into something solid and concrete, your body. It gives your mind a break from some of the stresses, which we know we need to take breaks often that we don't often do because it helps us refocus. This is a great tool you can use throughout your day to take 5 minutes where you're sitting or standing and you practice this. Give your mind a break so then when you jump back into your business, your real estate adventures, all of those things, you have a clearer mind, you have a greater focus, your stress levels can decrease a little bit, and it can be life-changing.
So a lot of people are new perhaps to the word meditation. What you just took us through, in one respect, is a little bit of a meditation practice.
It is. So a lot of meditation is helping you clear your mind. What I'm doing is kind of taking a little bit of the meditation portion by helping you clear your mind by focusing on your body. And then I'm also taking your ability to use your body and your focus on your body to calm yourself down. So we're taking it a step further.
I love that. Now, there's another part of this. I've done some training with Wim Hof. I'm sure you've heard that name before, on his breathing techniques. And I've found that when I go through a Wim Hof session, sometimes a 2 or 3 hour session, at the end of that, I feel more relaxed than I have felt in years. And it's exactly what you described. It's more than just the focus and the meditation, but there's also almost a hyperoxygenation that occurs. and I just feel it all over my body. How do you go from just taking a few minutes of just simple meditation to something that can be really transformative?
Yes. So one of the great things about Wim Hof is he actually teaches a way of taking you from your fight or flight state and going higher to bring you back down. What we're doing with this technique is we're taking you at your current state and dropping you down and giving you the control of how to do that. And what I tell people is practice for 5 minutes a couple times throughout the day. So when you first wake up, before lunch is a great time because this helps you digest. So you can use it, eat afterwards to help with digestion, before dinner, and then before you go to bed. And what we're doing is we're doing short sessions. So it breaks up your nervous system habits. It is hard for our body to learn something new and just shove it into our daily life and say, okay, do this from now on. It's much easier to have less resistance and less pushback from our body if we do short sessions. And what will happen is as you start to feel this and you start to feel your body change, your body's going to start to crave it and you'll be able to control it and use it throughout your day. And anytime a stressor starts to come up, you start practicing this and you'll feel yourself calm down. And it really helps you stop making emotionally driven decisions, and it allows you to calm back down and then say, okay, let me look at the facts. What can I do here? What actions can I take, instead of it being something that you're reactive to? So it's a very useful tool.
I know I found on several occasions when I'm hit with a big surprise and the initial reaction is exactly what you described. It's that fight or flight. The adrenaline is pumping. Sometimes it's even a full-on panic attack. And then when that subsides and I'm able to get myself regrounded and actually think, it completely changes my perspective on that particular issue. It's like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. Yes, we've encountered issues like this before. We know what to do. It's not the end of the world. It's none of that. And then all of a sudden you feel much more empowered, much more capable of handling that and actually embrace it rather than just putting up your hand and saying, no, I don't even want to deal with it.
That's absolutely true. And the more you do little short practices, the more you can implement this in. So that process that you just described can happen on a very quick level. Because sometimes we know we have to make quick decisions. And if we're still in fight or flight mode, our energy, again, is not directed towards our decision-making capabilities. It's being drawn away. So the more you can practice this and get it into your routine, then when these decision times come up and there's a curveball, you can actually implement it faster and you can start making decisions faster with a emotionally cleared mind, or at least reduced with emotions.
I love that. Yeah. Well, Amy, if folks want to get in touch, if they want to learn a bit more, what's the best way?
Sure. I would love to chat with any of them. If they can either go to my website, paberinstitute.com, or even if they mention that they hear me through your podcast, please send me an email, amy@paberinstitute.com, PABRinstitute.com. Just mention this podcast. They can do a free 15-minute call with me, and I'd love to help them get started with more resources or whatever they need to help them on their journey.
I know you've helped so many people. You've helped Robert Kiyosaki. You've helped many of us that we've hung out together on the Investor Summit at Sea and held sessions there as well. And I think I wanted to share this with our listeners because it's just been so tremendously valuable, not just for me, but for many others. So definitely for the folks at home, you want to reach out to Dr. Amy Novotny at paberinstitute.com. That's PABRinstitute.com. And in the meantime, have an awesome rest of your weekend. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.